Welcome to a showdown like no other. In this corner, we have the egos, fierce and unyielding, and in the other corner, the saints embodying grace and humility. Who will emerge victorious?
It's Freedom Friday, and once again, let's just play with some ideas, some thoughts, some techniques that can help you find a greater level of freedom from fear, from self-judgment, self-doubt, the anger, the rage, the feeling that everybody else has everything together but not me, or everybody else gets to make all the decisions and nobody wants to listen to what I want, or I am too afraid to share who I am, what I want. I don't even know if I know what I want. I've been given over all my power. I've been repressed, suppressed. Where are you at on those topics? Either you're feeling held back, and we can take care of so much. I have a quiz that I will add to the description that will help you find what's holding you back. Maybe there's something in that result screen that finally says, okay, this makes some sense. I now know kind of where I need to probably put some effort toward, and there we will move forward in our gifts of personal sovereignty. Your freedom is your own. And a lot of times we're tribal-minded, we want to be well-liked, well-respected. We don't want to make waves. We don't like to fight or war. But in the world of egos versus saints, there is going to be the warring factions, the disagreements, the perceptions that are not going to align and will feel very conflicted. What I'd like to bring to your mind is maybe there's not as much conflict as you may think in your life, because ultimately what's out there needs to be out there. So I would like you to just do your bubble. Just know that you're in a safe space. Look around. Is there anybody else coming at you? Is there a lion, a tiger, a bear? Oh my! Or are you just fine? It's in a quiet space and nobody's really requesting anything of you right in this moment. That's ideal. That's when you want to say, bring it down. Invite spirit in. All right, now this is where you get to choose who's in charge. Ego is the creature side of us, the survivable element or aspect that we deal with as our body. So I would equate our ego to be much like our pets in a way, as we have our higher self who indwells into this creature self. But think about it. When you bring a dog or a cat or any other pet animal into your world, you're taking good care of it, and it's going to have its own perspective. I often felt like my ego was like those yappy little dogs. It wouldn't shut up. It just, oh my gosh, there's somebody at the door. Somebody might come and get us. Oh, I've got to protect my owner. It's just always something it's on about. And one of the tricks that I finally discovered for myself, the technique, was to, rather than get angry or at war with my ego, I can't stop this monkey mind, I can't deal with it, I can't control myself, blah, 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 blah. Instead, stop for a moment and thank your ego for doing its very best to take good care of you. It is doing an awesome job when it's a crazy world and there's so much going on that it doesn't understand. Because the spiritual side of you, the higher self side of you, connected to all that is divine, the oneness of universe, it kind of knows that it's all okay. This is just a game. We're playing a game here with this life. It's fascinating. It's interesting. It's adventurous. We have so many curiosities. We have a lot of things that we want to make better for humanity, for ourselves, for our families, for our generational lines. Maybe there's karma that we're clearing out and dealing with. We're experiencing so much. We're going through all the baggage of our younger days and unloading that, unpacking it, and taking a good look at what can be healed, what can be forgiven, what can be offloaded, and just like, I don't need this in my life anymore, so on and so forth. So just kind of think through just the ego creature side, this everything that this fleshly part of you that is just bound up in acting like it's the end of the world, like everything's so black and white. And take a deep breath. And I'd like you to take a look in the mirror this weekend. Really look at yourself. And rather than judging yourself for being too this, too that, not good enough, not measuring up in some way, lacking in some things, might be too short, too tall, too overweight, too skinny, too dark, too light, too wrinkly, too ill, too fearful, whatever it might be that is really bugging you about your body. Think about just stopping and thanking it for all it is and all it's trying to do for you. Do you feel that? What it does for your body to just know that you appreciate it. You really do love it. And you can ask it, okay, I thank you. And for right now, I'm looking around. There is nothing for you to do. I would really like you to just go over there and rest. Go take a nap, kind of like you would with like a dog. I'm thinking of an Irish setter or something along that line, where you can just say, you know what? Thank you for barking and letting me know somebody's at the door. I'm going to go look out the door. Let's look together. Do we see anything? I think we're good. Thank you for letting me know. Go rest. It's okay. You're not on alert right now. I'm listening to you. I have your back as well. So you're trying to protect me, alert me, and together we will go look. Because think about your dogs or your cats or whatever. They are egos, essentially, too. They're able to take care of themselves, or if they're completely dependent on you, they're a little anxiety-ridden, because what if something happens to you and there's no you to make sure there's food in the dish and water and the exercise and the home and the shelter. You can see, yeah, that'd be really a scary position to be in this world. So appreciate the training that we've all had toward being really on edge, high anxiety. It may not necessarily be appropriate for this moment. So in these moments where no lions, no tigers, no bears, oh my, let's bring down the anxiety level and just enjoy the bubble and thank our creature self and ask it to back off. Go to the back seat of the car and let the higher self be in the driver's seat. Be the one that is leading the way, the one that is the CEO of our lives, that is making the big vision of where we're going, where we're going to be heading toward, what's our destination in 6 months, a year, and that part of you that can dream and all that is where it needs to be. The highest ideals, the greatest encourager, the one that is confident that there's goodness in the world. The ego is questioning, and it's not so sure, and it's holding back because I'm supposed to make this all happen. How am I supposed to make this happen? Kind of reminds me of, if you've ever watched Iron Man in the Marvel series movies, and where Pepper, being the executive assistant to Tony Stark, and Tony, now this breaks down somewhat in that you can see a lot of ego, but you can see the visionary. And after he's gone through his experience where it did get to be life and death, and his ego could not manage and control the circumstances in his life anymore, he came back through with a new understanding, a new ideology, and he has the ability to be the visionary. And while there's some of that ego still in there, we're talking human stories and personifications, but I'm trying to make the difference that he gets to be developer and the explorer and doing all of that, and Pepper gets to be the one who handles all the background, all the make sure he's got food to eat, and he's got the arrangements made, and he's handled on this and that circumstances, the legal side and all that. So when your ego is in the Pepper position, it's a great servant. If the ego in Pepper's position feels it has to be in taking over Tony Stark's position, be the overview and run all of the mega business side of things, it's very stressful. So our egos are not made to do all the things. That's for our higher self. And the ego serves us. It chops wood, carries water, and that's why I think it's so good to do the really bring yourself in when you're washing the dishes or handling the finances and getting the bills paid and the reporting that you need to do, any of those things that are just not the most higher level dreams and goals of yourself, but they're necessary to get along in the world. That's where the ego can shine, and that's where your thankfulness, getting into the moment and then going, so let's see, how is this going for you? Look at the feelings and the textures, and so don't take your ego for granted. Don't let it run your life, but also allow the sainthood of yourself to be able to be in the CEO position. Where are we going? Where are we heading? What do we want? And informing and being right there, checking in with the ego self. How's it going? Are you able to calm down? What do you need to be able to feel secure? So let's take care of that, because that's important. You need to know you're secure. You need to know how to, that you need something that restores your health. You get the point. So who's in the driver's seat? That's your question today. And can you play with switching them on and off? I use a light switch idea where I can flip on and I've got a smile. Flip off, I've got a frown. Switch on, I feel higher, uplifted. Switch down, I feel more deep into my body. And what is that feeling like? Does that feel like you're low energy? Does it just feel like, oh good, I'm off I don't have to be on in this moment. I can relax, I can be quiet. I'm not in fear. So think about it. What does on, off, up, down, bright? Is the dark scary? Is the dark just, oh good, this is time for rest. This is a good time for disengaging and not being off the grid. I love that. I can go into my cave and be quiet and in my inner world and reflect. So think about that. I send you all the best. Have a great weekend. Thanks for all the likes, loves, shares, comments. Give me ideas on what you'd like to talk about, and we'll just keep going. Take care. See you next time.